Good evening, Las Cruces. Welcome to another Bridging the Badge episode. We are happy to be with the City of Las Cruces Youth Services Parks and Rec program tonight. It should be a great educational episode. I am here with staff from that program, Ryan Steinmetz and Sofia Hughes. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Sure. My name is Ryan Steinmetz, and I'm the administrator for all of our youth services programs under Parks and Recreation.
My name is Sofia Hughes. I'm the case manager for Youth Services Department.
Great, excellent. And I'm Lieutenant Joy Wiedela. I'm in charge of our community outreach program. Like I said, we're here to talk about youth services tonight. So Ryan, what kind of programs are we going to talk about? What does the city provide?
Sure. Well, the city provides all kinds of youth services. We are talking about the youth services programs that are organized under Parks and Recreation today. But I think different programs or different departments also provide youth services. Some museums offer some programs directly towards youth. Same with the library, same with the police department too. Exactly. But all of these are organized under Parks and Recreation, and mainly we're talking about programming like after school programming and other camps and things like that, summer recreation that we do with kids.
So this is great because I know one of the questions that I always hear is, what is there for kids to do in Las Cruces? So I feel like the more that we can educate people in reference to the programs that are available, the better.
For sure.
Exactly.
So
great.
And I guess you brought a PowerPoint.
We did, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, we've got a lot of programs for kids, and these are also programs that are not athletics related specifically. We do some things that get kids active, like getting them outdoors and with bikes and things like that. But it's not organized around athletics. So that's good because it reaches out to kids that may or may not be interested in something like that.
So it sounds like you're really diversifying. In other words, you might have kids that are already into sports, like at their schools and in those programs, but now these are some other options maybe for kids that aren't into the sports.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. So a little bit about our programs here. Next slide, please. First of all, our mission statement is to build on the strengths of children, youth, and families so that they find safety, education, recreation, and success in life. Youth will be the leaders, and youth services is the driving force for future generations to realize their potential and positively impact their communities. All of the services that we provide within youth services or under that umbrella are working towards the main points of this mission statement.
I love it, Ryan. That's a great mission statement. I love the youth will be leaders. Awesome.
Yes.
Tell us more.
All right. Yes. So we have 5 different programs that are under our umbrella. And if you'll do the next slide, please. The Afielder Memorial Safe Haven, and specifically the Weed and Seed program, is what we talk about there. We also have after-school programs that are happening at the school sites. We have the Teen Connection program that's working with our teen population, and all 3 of those programs provide programming throughout the school year, as well as a summer recreation program for each of those different areas. We have case management, which Sofia will talk a lot about that today, as well as the Youth Development and Diversion program, and Keep Las Cruces Beautiful. Both of those last 2, Youth Development and Diversion and Keep Las Cruces Beautiful, are grant funded programs here with the city.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn more.
Okay. This slide just shares a little bit about the folks that are in charge of all of our programs. Our supervisors for our out of school time, which is our after school programs, and then the summer rec programs, Kathy Gonzalez, Felipe Briseño, and Zachary Guy. We have our youth development and diversion supervisor as Pat Acosta. Keep Las Cruces Beautiful, run by Amelia Corrales. Case manager Sofia Hughes, and administrative support from Eddie Padron. This is just our supervisor, our leadership team. It doesn't, highlight all of the maybe close to 60 individuals that work in these different programs in different locations.
Got it.
To make these programs happen.
Got it.
A little bit about our Weed and Seed program. So that has some starts here with the police
I was
department.
gonna say, I might be a little biased towards this program because I've heard the history on this one, but
Yes.
yes, continue, go ahead.
Sure. So this started in 2000 with a project that was initiated through the Weed and Seed federal grant. It was started by 3 police officers and focused on the Mesquite neighborhood here, the historic Mesquite neighborhood in Las Cruces. The focus of Weed and Seed was to create a safe environment for area youth where we weed out negative influences and plant seeds of positive influence. So it's a program that really helps to instill in young people responsibility and taking part in their neighborhood and their community, as well as having a safe space for them to go after school.
So I was fortunate when I first started way back when, I did get to assist and help out a little bit at the Weed and Seed, like as a new officer, when those 3 officers were still with us,
Oh, yeah?
which is great. And the program is wonderful because it's not only like encouraging these kids that are from the community to look at the choices that they're making and providing a safe environment for things like, hey, let's work on your schoolwork, but then, hey, like, let's go do some like extracurricular activities as well.
For sure.
And so, yeah.
And just to show you a little bit of where we came from, on the next slide, we'll see a little bit. So the original house of where A. Fielder Memorial is was a drug house in the community. And so it took a lot of people and volunteers and community members and police officers to work on putting together the new building, which we have. We've been in for a long time, but if you'll forward the slide just one more here, and we'll see the actual place where the safe haven is for now. It's a big difference from where we started and where we are at this time in terms of what we can provide to the community and the children in our community.
So what would a day like for a kid going to the Weed and the Seed look like?
Sure.
So typically a normal day at the Weed and Seed would be that they do get picked up from the school Booker T. So the staff do pick up the kids, they walk them to the program, or they are also dropped off from other areas of the city. Once they get there, they are provided a healthy dinner. Once they finish the dinner, they do what's called a challenge. And so staff work very, very hard, and they go out of their way to do out of the box activities for the kids. So the challenge kind of is to help promote teams and sportsmanship and to kind of challenge the kids. So they have different things that the kids do. Once they're done with that, they do homework time. And so they get assistance in their homework. And then each group has different activities that they do. So the different activities that they do range from either movies or doing sports type activities or games, different activities of all kinds, arts and crafts. But once a week, each group does do community service. And that's to show the kids how to give back to their community. So they do have a lot of activities, and they do keep the kids busy, and the kids love it. They love everything that they do there and all the activities.
Sounds great. And now, if I'm interested in this program, is it specific to the area?
Yeah, so the Weed and Seed program is specific to that Mesquite neighborhood, and most of our kids are coming for that program from Booker T. Washington Elementary School. But we do have other programs that we'll talk about that are site-specific at schools, where if you're not living in that area by Booker T. Washington, or your kid is not attending there, there might be other options for you.
Got it.
Okay.
Awesome.
So out of the Weed and Seed program, this kind of shows our regular schedule every day. We have a school year schedule for after school programming, and then we also provide programs during the fall and spring breaks and winter breaks as well as summer rec programming, where we go to a full day of programming. We also have regular family nights too for the Weed and Seed program. Those happen every month. and do anything from bingo to board games.
Board game nights to promote the family spending time together, you know, breaking bread and also doing activities together, and just to get to know and give them that opportunity to get to know the staff and
Okay.
talk to the staff, because sometimes we're busy and we're in and out. So that gives them an opportunity to have some time with staff and the program manager.
That makes sense. Awesome.
Now, our Teen Connection program grew out of the Weed and Seed. As kids do, they grow up.
So the Weed and Seed is specific to kinder through fifth.
Kinder through fifth.
Okay.
And so Teen Connection, then we found a need to continue programming for kids that are wanting to continue to be connected with us. So Teen Connection was born. We've got about 60 teens that are from grades 6 through 12. And we go around to pick some of those kids up at different schools around the community. So that program is operated out of the Frank O'Brien Pavement Center, which is a great location.
Okay.
It's got a lot of great indoor spaces as well as some great outdoor spaces to use. The challenge with it is that it's at the southern end of our community. And so that means to get people to there, it's a little bit of a challenge. But we do have vans that go around to different schools such as Sierra Middle School, Lynn Middle School, Las Cruces High School, and pick up those kids after school and bring them over to the Pavement Center location.
Great.
To participate.
And again, if I'm a parent that is interested in this program, like what would I do?
Sure. You could definitely go online to lascruces.gov under Parks and Recreation and register for the program through there. Or you can contact us and we'll help to guide you through that process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. If you'll go on to the next slide. Oh, go ahead.
A quick shout out to Officer Molina,
Thank you.
Officer Schnebly, and Officer Lars, who were the 3 officers that started that Weed and Seed program. Just heads up.
Excellent. So we have about 60 teens that are in our program, and you can see that we take them to a lot of different areas. I think over there as a field trip out to White Sands, but we also bring different programs to the Pavement Center so that kids can participate. I think they're doing some things with liquid nitrogen in that picture up above.
Liquid nitrogen?
I believe so.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah.
All right, next slide. And a little bit more, some photos of us in action, some of the programs in action and the kids that are participating. Again, going out. We do a lot of things to try to keep kids active and also connect them to the different services that are in our community. And of course, make sure that we have volunteers, interns, and staff members that are working with kids to help them with their academics.
I can see some games going on, some yoga going on. It looks like they're over at the Animal Service Center for like an adoption event.
For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Next slide. So if we have kids that are interested in our programs and that are not at the or not at the Booker T. Washington location, we have these different 7 different school sites where we have after school programming happening. This is there's a fee for this service. It's $100 per semester. And we do everything that we can to make that possible for every family that wants to utilize those services.
Okay.
But again, it's for kinder through 5th. And we also, the after school program does also provide for days when, school is not in session. At least during the summer and the breaks, we offer those programmings there.
Right.
We call them camps.
Okay.
So if you wanted to participate in fall camp, you would register for that fall camp specifically, and it'll be at 2 locations in our community.
And so I'm assuming this is working in partnership with the Las Cruces Public Schools and those schools.
For sure. We definitely work every year to establish what schools we're going to be in.
Okay.
Sometimes we maintain the same schools from year to year. Other times we get some new schools. So those fill up fairly quickly. Some of them have met capacity. But at some of our newer schools, like I'm thinking Jornada Elementary and Loma Heights Elementary and Alameda, we're still looking for folks to fill our numbers at those locations.
So correct me here, that means there's openings.
There's openings, yes, there's openings at that one.
Have kids that have some, like, you want to get them involved in after school.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in that, then you can always reach out to your own school's administration to see if there's any available spots, as well as contacting Parks and Recreation directly, and we can find out if we have some spots available in those locations and get you connected to the way that you need to register your kids for that.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah, great. Next slide. And these are the schools that we're at: Alameda, Cesar Chavez / Sunrise, Fair Acres, Jornada, Monte Vista, Loma Heights, and Sonoma. And the pictures there, you know, we do a lot of arts and crafts and fun activities with kids there on the right. On the left, you can kind of see it's after one of our color runs. So during summer programs, we have a big color run that happens every year, and we use the soccer fields close to Mearshite to be able to make those happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Next slide. A little bit more about what we do. Again, we take kids on field trips with those programs as well.
I can see White Sands there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like some of our kids eating one of those healthy meals. One of the things for all of our programs, Teen Connection included, we partner with FYI Innovations, and they help to make sure that we get meals for all of our different programs across the city, and also during the breaks as well. So they've been really great to help us with that. Mm-hmm. Because we know that kids really need that meal, that nourishing meal, and they function better. And sometimes for some of our families, it might be one of the only meals or hot meals that they receive for the day. So, yeah.
So again, another great partnership.
Definitely, definitely. I'm going to turn it over to Sophia here.
So as far as case management, I do provide those services listed, but most of the time it's referrals from staff for different reasons. So usually I go and do site visits at the different sites, and do one-on-one conversations, or I do parent meetings as well. I also am part of a youth group that began about 3 years ago. Okay. So it is for 4th and 5th graders, and we go over different topics like peer pressure, hygiene. We try to prepare them for when they go into middle school as well. So we do drug education, different topics that we feel are relevant to what they'll experience later on or what they're experiencing now. The other part is we just started a parenting support group. Very cool. So we are on our second session. Tomorrow will be the beginning of our second session. We work out of Weed and Seed, which is at 906 North Tornillo. We go from about 6 to 7:30. We do provide a light dinner, and then we do provide staff so that the kids can do activities while the parents are joining us in our support group. So we do have that available.
Parents from like the kids that are in like these programs?
Yes, most of our parents are participant parents, but we are now opening it up to any parent that would like to come, and we'd like to create a safe space where they can come and vent and get more support. Because as parents, we always need support, and as we get older, it gets harder to build that support system. So we kind of wanted to make this an opportunity for parents to come and to be able to talk to other parents about things that are going on and get information as well. So we do have presenters that come in and do presentations as well.
That's wonderful, Sophia. It's like that old adage where it does really take a village to raise our children.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
So great. And I love how it's more of the whole picture when you're saying that you're taking as a case manager for all of these programs, but then getting those referrals to say, okay, we realize that there might be even additional services that we can then make those connections into to get these families and these kids some additional help if needed.
Definitely, we have to look at everything holistically and try to meet the needs so that we can impact our community and make it a better place.
I love that. Love that.
So the other program that we have is Youth Development and Diversion. It used to be called the Juvenile Citation Program, but there's a lot of stigma with that word citation. So we wanted it to represent what it really is, a diversion program for youth. And so anybody can refer to this program, parents, teachers, SROs, and JPO also refers us through citations. So usually what happens is once they get referred, they come in and do an intake. There's an intake process with the participant and the parent. And then based on that, we see what the need is. And so at this time, we do have 3 tiers that they go in, 3 different levels. Depending on the levels is how many classes your program will be. Within those classes, they also do community service, which is part of giving back to the community. Once they do complete that program, then they have follow-up for up to a year. Okay. Right now, we're very excited because Ms. Acosta is going to start a brand new curriculum, and she's also going to have one of the only TIP programs for youth in the state. TIP? So it's a preventative program that gives them skills to kind of divert from things like substance abuse and domestic violence, because we're seeing a rise in those 2 topics lately in those 2 situations. So she is creating a brand new curriculum that will be coming out later this year. So we're very excited about that.
And I know that we're excited too. The school resource officers in particular work hand in hand with the Youth Development and Diversion Program, where they'll have trainings together. And it really is, again, more so taking that holistic approach of understanding what this kid needs, again, to address like bigger picture. Mm-hmm.
Concerns. Definitely. And they do serve all of Donna Ana County. They are part of coalitions in different areas, and they are trying to service different areas. Right now, they service Hatch a lot, the Gadsden area. So they're doing great things, and the staff and the supervisor are always looking for new and inventive ways of bringing more resources to the community.
Thank you.
Yeah. And this is a little bit more about what our folks involved with youth development and diversion are doing. Some of the classroom work that they do where life skills are being taught, and then some of the service opportunities that they participate in, whether it's cleaning up different areas, or you can see that mural that's down at the bottom right. That is in the back of our youth development and diversion program, and I think
beautiful.
Yes. Now, I think that was done by an artist, a local artist, but the kids were a part of that project and helping to add to that project, as well as any we have a garden back there as well, and they're part of that process too. Next slide. So that program, the Youth Development and Diversion Program, as well as the Keep Las Cruces Beautiful program, are both grant-funded programs that are under our umbrella. Keep Las Cruces Beautiful is open to people of all ages, but we do work very closely with youth groups, some of our own youth programs. So up there on the top, you see some of our Weed and Seed kids that are out there doing some of their community service and cleaning up the neighborhood. And then down at the bottom, we see some of our folks involved with maybe one of our spring break camps, actually, doing a mural over near where Coles is, that kind of space that goes underneath in the tunnel there with the bikes. So that program definitely works with youth to get them out and serving their community, cleaning up the community, doing some of those mural type things. They also go into the classroom to talk to kids about how they can help to clean up Las Cruces, what ideas they might have, what are some ways that they can recycle, all of those kinds of things. Getting Libby out there, which is the dog.
It
Tell me what
is.
Libby stands for again.
Las Cruces is beautiful because of you.
Yes,
And
yes.
Libby is a part of our codes program, and Libby will go in to educate the kiddos on how they can help.
The kids
Right.
love to have a visit from Libby. So, but it's a great program that really helps us and helps our codes enforcement officers too. They help to identify some areas for us to focus on. And then when we have groups, youth groups or otherwise, that want to clean up a certain area, our Keep Las Cruces Beautiful coordinator can direct them towards that area and also give them all kinds of supplies, whether that's trash bags, gloves, some of those grabby things that grab, so you don't have to touch the trash necessarily. So all of those different things that can be helpful for those outings and with groups that are wanting to do that. They also do some regularly scheduled events. So there's one that's coming up here in September that's called Tas No Mas. And so that's a big event on the weekend where they're going to get a lot of groups that are going out all at one time to do some big cleanups in the community.
Love it.
Okay. And you can see some of the groups that go out on those cleanups. We've also had some events with Keep Las Cruces Beautiful where that's a fashion show up there on top where people are making dresses or other kinds of fashion out of recycled materials.
Wonderful.
Our coordinator, Amelia Perales, I want to give a big shout out to her because she's doing a lot of innovative things to help educate people about trash and keeping their community clean. And they just did a new Facebook page. So if you want to follow them on Facebook, we encourage everybody to follow Keep Las Cruces Beautiful on Facebook. They'll give you all of the updates for upcoming events.
And all our programs have a Facebook page that they can look up and see what events are coming up. Our Parks and Rec also website also gives information when they have registration for these programs, so they can find information like that.
And that would be on the City of Las Cruces webpage.
Under the Parks and
right.
Rec. Yes.
Perfect. Got it.
And all of our programs that we provide, we do so with cariño. And cariño is our theme here with the City of Las Cruces. It simply means with love and with care. We provide all of those important services to our community, to our kids and the families that are connected to them with cariño. If you're interested in learning any more about our Parks and Recreation Youth Services section, please contact Robert Nunez, who's our Youth Services Deputy Director. His contact information is right there. Or you can contact myself, Ryan Steinmetz, Youth Services Administrator. And again, my contact information is listed there.
Wonderful. So just curious, one follow-up question here. Why did you want to do this? Like, what drove you to be in the positions that you're in?
I think I've always seen myself as a helper, and I truly wanted to impact my community. I saw a lot of needs. I was blessed to work with different populations. I've always wanted to work with kids. I love working with kids, and we need to really invest in that. And we really need to give them all the opportunities so that they know what's out there and that they matter and that they count and that people really care for them. And that's why I think all of us at Youth Services do what we do, because we truly believe in that. We believe that the kids, like they say, are our future. So we have to invest in them, and we have to give them every opportunity and everything they need to succeed.
For me, much like Sophia, I've always been interested in working with kids. I started in college being a camp counselor over the summers and then studying education and to be a teacher, and was first placed in an underserved city school in Columbus, Ohio. Learned a lot from that experience. And then after college, I wanted to do a year of service with AmeriCorps. That brought me out to Las Cruces, New Mexico. Did a year of service out here, and worked with La Casa Domestic Violence Shelter, went back up to Ohio, where I'm from, to teach for a couple of years. And we had a big blizzard up there, as we do in Ohio.
Yeah.
No green chili, no blue skies, no mountains.
So as a Minnesota native, I am relating here.
Okay.
I agree with you. I do not miss blizzards.
No.
And yes, the food here, yes, it's delicious.
So I decided to come back and
Awesome.
worked for domestic violence services for a while with La Casa, working specifically with child witnesses of domestic violence. And eventually came on here with the city. So I've done a lot of things within the city, but I really love the work that I'm doing here with youth services and Parks and Recreation. I'm seeing here a question about can people volunteer their time for some of the things with, okay. I think, yes, the answer is yes.
Definitely.
So another thing that I did with the city was I was the volunteer coordinator for a while.
So great question.
It's a great question
Segue.
for this, yeah. So we have a volunteer network with the city, and those that want to volunteer, they sign up with the volunteer network. They go through a training and orientation, and then depending on what's available in the different departments around the city, they can do volunteer work in any one of those different areas. I think some of the volunteer work that we need over at Parks and Recreation and specifically youth services, we always need folks coming in as guest speakers to do something, a fun activity with kids. We can always use some folks that help do some one-on-one time for academic work with some of the kids, and there are some kids that need that one-on-one time with folks in order to do that. Our youth development and diversion programs can utilize again special guests, guest speakers that might want to come in to talk to kids about anything health related, anything job preparation, career readiness related, those kinds of opportunities there. And of course, with our Keep Las Cruces Beautiful program, we always use volunteers. That's a program that runs off of volunteers going out and putting in hours to help keep our communities safe and clean.
Okay, so if a person is going to like want to volunteer, what would be like the best way, like just to reach out to the city, go to the City of Las Cruces website?
City of Las Cruces website, and specifically volunteer network. They need to start there because any of the volunteers that would be working with our kids from our programs are going to need to go through a background check and all of those kinds of safety precautions that we have in place in order to be able to work with our population. Sure.
Yep. We've got another question here. It says, do you ever need donations, either monetary or goods?
I would say we could always use certain things for our programs for sure. Particularly around the holiday times, we collect things for some of our participants and their families, both food-wise as well as coats and toys and different things there, shoes.
And we do have certain community agencies or entities that do fundraisers for us. I know in November we do an enchilada dinner. They do an enchilada dinner during Christmas time. They do different toy drives. So we do get support from the community that we appreciate.
Very much so.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And so if they needed to like possibly donate, they could again like possibly reach out and contact like one of the contacts that we saw on the previous slides?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
most definitely. Please reach out to us and we will help to direct you to where you need to give those items. We would definitely appreciate anything that was given our way.
Yes.
Great. Well, I extremely appreciate both of you. I appreciate what youth services is doing for the City of Las Cruces. And I thank you for coming on our program today to educate us about something extra that is out there for the kids to do.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant Wheelo.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
We're excited to come and talk about our programs. I think we have a lot of very dedicated people that work in youth services that truly are there because they care, they want to make a difference, and they want to make an impact And, you know, I appreciate everybody that works with us and all the hard work that they do.
Mhm.
Great. Thank you both so much. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for being again on the episode of Bridging the Badge, and we will see you next time.
Bye.